We knew very early on that I'd have to move into a one-storey building because of the wheelchair requirement, and we wanted an eco-friendly house. So we went to Cardrona and saw the one that Colin Cumberland had got there and said to Colin, I like the house, but I want a bungalow. I want a future-proof disabled bungalow for a wheelchair user. And the story started from there. 3 months on paper discussing it, working out the layouts. We realised that having a wheelchair, we needed no steps, a separate living room, a separate kitchen and a separate dining room, wanted a garage and a utility room. On paper we could change things, get the levels right. The utility room we identified was too big, so we've extended it into a veranda, which is a nice sun pocket. The quality of the build is excellent. We've been in the bungalow now for 9 months, and I think what I can say is that I wouldn't change anything. Having moved into a new house before in Kelso, I know that usually when you're in there for a little time, I wish I hadn't had that there or done this. But for this bungalow, no problems.
We moved in just before Christmas last year, literally just before Christmas. It's exceeded our expectations. I mean, it's beautifully cosy, beautifully cosy. You walk in and it's just so nice and warm. It's very good. It's just so trouble-free. All you have to do is set the thermostat, find the level that you want, and that's it. That's all you have to do.
When we saw the house at Cardrona, we realised it was an eco-friendly house, which appealed to us. So we knew about the air source heat pump, and it's one of the marvellous things for me. With my disability, it's nice to walk around the house with underfloor heating, with just socks on and no shoes. It is wonderfully well put together. There's some wonderful quality. I've got wooden floors throughout. I've got my separate rooms. I've got my sliding doors, so I don't have to worry about bumping into things in my wheelchair. The quality of the build is wonderful, and it's mirrored, I suppose, in the craftsmen who worked on the house, or the craftsmen that worked on this garden. So the rendering on the raised beds is the same as the render on the bungalow. The joiners who did all the woodwork here did the joinery for the pond, and the builder who did all the hard landscaping has done this hard landscaping.
I think the fact there are no radiators, it makes it so much more flexible in terms of what you can put where. So that's one benefit over our old system, which had radiators. The underfloor heating's been very good indeed, particularly in the bathroom. It's absolutely magic in the bathroom where we've got tiles rather than where we've got wood. So the underfloor heating's a boon.
When we moved in here, we got in touch with Karen Lang, who's a designer from Edinburgh, who we've seen on Eskgrove design the disabled garden in Glasgow about 3 years ago. So we knew she'd got a track record and I wouldn't have to identify all my requirements because she'd have been through the learning curve before me. She came in here when this garden was just one flat slab of earth, tilted at about, 30 degrees. And she was the one that identified the raised beds. She was the one who actually identified that I could have a circular path to go right the way around the bungalow, which is, when you're in a wheelchair, is a boon. It means that I can get right the way around now without having to turn around and go back again. And everything works.